Hello and welcome back to SnowTopia here on RawSlowGaming. And starting off in this episode, I took the chance to find a good vantage point out of our resort, and I think it looks darn pretty good here, especially that should be considering that this is an open alpha game, or a game that is in an open alpha that is just really more or less a tech demo at this stage. I think this game has so much potential, and I love how the game works now, considering how far from finished this is. So, looking out, as said, over our ski resort here, we have our kinda advanced mountain here that we are sort of standing on, and over here on the top, so to say, in the valley, we got our beginners area. So actually, let's add up in here the skiruns, waiting lines. Yeah, don't really need to have that. Attendance, yeah, we won't skip that, but let's add in the layers here. So just looking at that and making it a little bit nicer to look at, or a little bit more colorful. So we have our black run from the first episode, or the last episode, that we started from this peak, so to say, all the way down to the base station, and then in between you got all these nice red and blue runs and some green runs, actually starting from the black run or from the valley behind it, or here, well, the valley that you reach with the black run in the end. And on the other side we have our pretty smooth, at least, blue run from the top of the valley all the way down, and also a red run that gets into a green run, and with the black run connecting them. So pretty darn nice, and I kind of love like how you can zoom this much, and that you can put the runs under the lifts and everything. I think this looks really nice. Going to love it when you can actually widen the runs a little bit more, so to say. And let's actually try to follow along here a little bit, or just go down this run, which should be the one that is most hard or exciting, would be, at least I think. Well, that didn't work as I wanted it, really. So this run here, I think, or well, maybe even, yeah, I think this run going in between here would be even a little bit more scenic here, going in between these two ridges, so to say, and then down here towards this very dangerous and steep ending slope, connecting to the slope that we were just on here, and seeing our skiers here take it on. So actually connecting here to a little bit of an upward slope, just by the cliffside here, and then down into the base valley. So yeah, really nice, and I actually think we'll leave that on. I don't know if that will still be on as we go and try to build some new runs and lifts, because that is something that we'll of course do here in this episode. So I think this peak is pretty much done for us at the moment, at least. I don't think we can do that much more without it looking way too, well, overcrowded, so to say. We have our super small beginner run here, and we have this run here that is actually on this lift here that is really strange. But yeah, I guess it sort of works. And then of course we have this side. So I was thinking that we should maybe, we do have this peak, we could have like a base station somewhere around here, and try to work something out of that down into this area. I think that actually will be our next move here. Together with maybe like something starting from over here as well to a higher peak in this area. But I think we'll start with something from pretty much this end to as much as of the peak here as we can. For that, I think we should have... Should we have a shell lift or should we have a gondola lift? I think we will try to work it out with a shell lift. I think this actually is the perfect place to put it. Yeah, this is definitely going to be really good actually. If it were just connected. Now the question is here, how many workers do we have? 1, 2, and 3. So this one is the one that is really used, and I guess we could delete that one. That lift doesn't really do much for us. We'll actually just delete it out of hand. I know the thought of it, but it will not really work for us, so we will delete this slope as well, and this one. And then I guess we will need to connect this small run here, like so. So it don't connect for some reason. It's a little bit odd. Let's hear. Yeah, there we go. So we need to have well, more skiers, I guess, to have in more of a workforce. Yeah, we need 4 more skiers to unlock another person. So for this run, I think we'll go with the large ones as well. And we'll focus down to our current area. This peak is actually really good to connect to this village. So I kind of want to build a gondola straight away, just so we can have it. Let's actually do that. We don't have any cost or anything. So let's see here. We will actually start here. So a gondola lift. Now we want that to be pretty much like that. And let's see here. Where do we have this guy? So let's have you like that. Now, how well do you guys connect? You connect pretty much dead on, which is exactly what we want. Can we do a run like that? Yes, we can. So that is actually a good way just to get both of these connected. And now then, how should we go on from that? Well, that should be pretty easy. We should go pretty much straight down here, and I think if we can get away with it, a run that connects to here, and one more on this side. So we'll go in with that. Should it be sweeping or should it just be pretty much like that? I think it should be pretty much like that actually. Just straight down to the lift. Yeah. Now that is a killer run, I would say. especially this start of the run. That's pretty damn sketchy and crazy, but sure. I think that is actually a very beautiful run. So we will continue go with only large runs. I don't really think the medium ones are medium. I think they are too small, to be honest. At least with what you have available. If I could like plant trees, I could maybe do a small run or a medium run, and try to make it a nice scenic run in some way. I would love if this game took a little bit, speaking of scenic and things like that, some small features from like Sim Golf that would be spectacular, really, in my opinion at least. So let's see here. We'll start this runoff from this side as well. Just try to get away with that really crazy slope. All right, so Alright, so I think we accidentally are connected that run. So let's connect that one as such. So yeah. And now then, let's see here. We need to connect pretty much from here. Also a run. And where do we want to go now? That is the question. So I'm thinking about something along the lines of... Yeah, this is actually looking really good. A nice blue run down here is what I'm thinking. So something like... No, I don't like that. That's too... And I don't like that. That's changed. I want it to go more over here really, but I guess something like that would make sort of sense. Yeah, I think that would be good, and hopefully blue, yeah. So that I think is a really interesting run as well. Would love to ski that myself. I think you would have a nice vantage point doing that run. Probably it would feel a little bit short, as most runs would do here. If we're looking at the total length of the runs, looking at it like this, the peaks and everything, it looks like a pretty decent length of ski runs, but a run that is only 600 meters long, that is something that you ski extremely fast actually, so hopefully that is something they will get into better here as well as soon. And speaking of that, I know, or I've gotten an email saying that there is new updates on the way here for this game, so that will be exciting to see, and I will of course cover it here on the channel RawSlowGaming. With that said, remember to hit that subscribe button if you want to be sure that you're not missing out on just that content when it's coming out. And also, if you're enjoying this episode, remember to smash that like button. It's very much appreciated. So with that said, let's see here. I think we could definitely go with a run connecting from here. Just kinda, yeah, a run for the ones a little bit more adventurous. instead of taking the easy way down, taking the more direct path. And of course we should have... Now the question is here, I kind of want to do like here. Can I do here? Oh, come on. There we go. Can we get away with this? That would be fantastic if we could. Really would try and take this run between the rocks. So let's try a medium run here actually. Let's see if we can get away with that. And that we can actually. So the question is, where should we take it? I think we should take it something like that. So as you see, I really like to try and use the nature, and well, of course that is a part of the game since we are running or building a ski resort. That is definitely something you are going to want to do, to take care of the nature or make runs fitting into the nature. So yeah, this is definitely also an interesting run. This slope or this this part of the run would be very interesting and exciting, and probably a little bit scary to run if you skied that yourself. So I think we are definitely able to do a large run from here as well, and this feels like if the scaling were correct, like I would want probably a lift over here to connect this slope or part of a slope between it, and this could be like what is it called? A surface lift in the game. Just pretty much over here. I think would work pretty good. But then again, then you would have to need to start the runs off from here and have the lift to connect to that same place. Of course, if you started with the lift, you could do it better, plan it better, and have it somewhere like here. But then you sort of would lose here a little bit on this run. So of course it's a balance game, but that we know. So let's do let's do a big run from that point also, and we'll do that something like that. So our resort is definitely leaned towards the advanced skiers. So we don't have any waiting time anywhere really, so that's good. No waiting times anywhere really. So we're definitely having a pretty big resort, I guess. And skiers are mildly happy at our resort in general. The beginners are not happy, but that is something we understand, and we should probably up the speed of the game here a little bit, because I think we are overall adding skiers here as time goes by. Just the way it is, and slowly expanding. I think we're slowly expanding the skiers as well, and as you see here, we need more skiers to have more a workforce, and that is something we need to build more lifts, and that is also something that we want to do here pretty much all the time. So let's see here then. So we got a run off from there and there. Now the question is, we are a little bit too low to take advantage of this ridge, I think, but the same thing applies here pretty much. You could have like a small lift here, but it's just a little bit too small to be, well, really reasonable or feel realistic. Like looking at the landscape, it feels pretty realistic. It's just the lengths that don't feel that realistic, and probably the size of the stations as well. It's just looking a little bit off, but then again, or it might be that, well, it might be that just all buildings looks a little bit large, considering the rest of the game or the nature. But let's skip that talk and let's see here what run we can get in here on the right hand side of this lift. That's after all probably the side that I'm most excited about. So of course we have our sort of craziness here with the lifts or the runs, and that is pretty much what we will have to do here on this side as well. So I just want to get in like that. That should have everything connected to that point. Yeah, I think it does. So done. Now, could we go something along the lines of here? We can definitely go somewhere of the lines of here. Must go downhill. Yeah. So, I think that is a very neat run as well. So I think we will build that. Yeah, red run. We will build in another black run here, definitely. And as you see, as I said in the last episode, it's actually really, really hard to build in long green runs or get green runs at all. Because, well, everything is so well, the nature really is there everywhere, which makes it hard just to do that. But let's skip that talk here. Now I do see a problem here. We are not going to get over that ridge, even though I really want to. I really would like to have a hill down here. Or we can. Now that is surprising, but alright. If you allow it, I'll allow it. So I want it to be something like that. Oh Jesus, that just looks so good. Yeah, definitely adding that one in. And definitely going to try and get one slope in between here. In between the cliffs. And we'll have it like that. And for some reason this is 18%, this is 18%, but this is red and this one is black. So don't know how that chooses the color of the run really. Would love to know though, but I guess it's coming. As I said, this is after all only an open alpha, so can't demand too much of the game, so to say. So we are soon clearing our beginning guide here with the welcoming 150 skiers, or 150, and soon we are at 95, so not really that soon in a way, but sort of. So let's see here. why not take a little bit of a look here from the other side? Now we have a problem here, possibly. Slope is blocked by lift. Now, what part of this is not connected? Is this not connected? Yeah, that were not connected. All right, so that. There we go. All right, so let's have a look here at our new mountain top. Oh, Jesus. I'm not really at a good place here. Let's see here if we can't fix this. So something like that down to, well, the pot of it all, so to say. And yeah, this is definitely looking like a nice place to ski. A nice place to be as well. Let's have a look over to our starter mountain, and well, that looks certainly pretty nice as well. So let's see here. Should we do anything more with this? No, I don't think so. I'm pretty pleased with it, actually. Definitely more black runs here again, but with a few really nice red runs. So I think that's good. I think that maybe we could snatch in a run here. But for now, we'll skip that. For now, this will actually be everything for this episode. So next time around, we might go around with this connection, or we will go up this side of the mountain, which I also said I wanted to do. And with that out of the way, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time here on the channel. Thank you, and bye-bye. You have been watching RawSlowGaming, and I hope you have enjoyed. On clicking on the video on the left, you will see the next video in this series, and on the right our latest upload to the channel. And with that said, thank you again for watching.